Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with another video on the Tenere 700. We got the tail tidy kit all mounted up. It went really well. Make sure you check out that video if you're interested in seeing how that goes on a Tenere. Yeah, that went really well. It's a process. It probably takes, I don't know, about an hour. You gotta take everything off, the plastic, the whole rear tail section, these panels, the seats, everything like that. But it turns out really nice and mounts that up really nice. Next thing we're doing is this skid plate from Adventure Spec. It's a nice big heavy-duty aluminum skid plate, and it holds it snugs up real tight around the frame. So let me show you what that looks like. It's super simple. It's just 4 bolts. You take these 8mm headed bolts out, and you put these button-headed Allens in. So I'll show you what that looks like when I get done. It's not going to take very long. Alright, we'll take a quick second to show you the difference in thickness. This is ridiculously flexy and thin. I mean, it's fine for little tiny rocks. You can see, super thin edge. Here's the Adventure Spec one. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit heavier, but Adventure Spec comes in at the lightest of all the skid plates and the crash bars that we're going to put on, and it's pretty sweet. It's got this, these kind of urethane strips on the bottom to help slide over rocks. So I'll mount that up and show you what it looks like. We use a little bit of blue Loctite on all these. In my experience, skid plate bolts tend to rattle loose because the whole thing is mounted to the frame, so it vibrates. And anyway. Sweet! I think that looks really nice. That is a really nice skid plate, super easy install. So, highly recommend that too. Yeah, that's way better than the stock one. Alright, now I'm going to get the crash bars. We're going to do those. They call them the aluminum trail crash bar. They're really cool. They're super, super lightweight. So that's it. That's one side. It is really light, and one of the things that Adventure Spec really prides themselves on is doing things light. I think one of their mottos on the website is "light is right," and the way they build things is to be very light and strong enough to protect something in a crash, but not so strong that you can like crash on them. That may bum some people out, but I like the concept because it keeps the thing light and not such a bulky tank. While still providing some protection. But then if you were to really wad it up, you'd need to get a new part. But anyway, I like the way they do it. They're really lightweight. I've worked on another Tenere with crash bars that were steel, and they were super heavy. So let's dig into this thing. Alright guys, first step in this thing is we got to remove those bolts right up there. They're Allens. It's a 5mm Allen on that side and a 12mm nut on that side. We're going to take out both of those, and then we're going to be installing this bracket, which is going to be holding the front of the crash bar. So we'll get those out, and then we have new bolts and stuff like that. Obviously they need to be longer, so we'll get those in there. I'll get that bracket mounted up and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so let me show you something up here. When you take those bolts out, they're spacers, and those spacers want to fall out, but you want them back in there. So you can use a little bit of grease. You can see some grease there, so just put a little bit of grease on them to hold them in place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to prep this bracket by putting these 2 clips on, so we don't have to do it while it's up there. Now we're going to take this up here, and we're going to take these longer bolts, a washer. Now we're going to take these and we're going to mount this thing first before we get the nuts. And they got to come in from the right side. That's what the instructions say. I'm not sure exactly why, but we're going to do it the way they say. We're going to come in from the right side, and then we'll come back, get the nuts and other washers, and bolt it up. All right, guys, we got them through on that side. Now we're going to come over to this side and put the nuts on that side. Is these nylocks with washers. Alright guys, next we are taking this bolt out right here. So this is part of the cradle of the frame, and we're going to take this bolt right there out, which is a, I'll show it to you, here we go. There we go, is a 12 millimeter bolt, and we're going to take that sucker out. Now we're mounting this left crash bar up, so you can see this hole right here is going to go over where that bolt was, so it's going to tuck up in there, and then this hole is going to go up to that bracket, and then the rest of it's just going to float. So we'll mount that up, and then we'll mount the right one. So on this side, the right side, we've left, so hold on, back up. We got the bar mounted, and we just have this bolt right here loose, but it's on, okay? So no other bolts are in that side. Now on this side, we take out the bottom. There's two bolts here. We take out the bottom one. It's again, it's a 12 millimeter. All right, so we're gonna take this crash bar, do the same thing. We're gonna tuck this piece right up underneath where that bolt was, and we're gonna run this top part up to there, and we're gonna put the bolt in on that side to just hold it loosely, and then we're gonna start to tighten things down. We got it loosely mounted up. Now we're gonna take these Allens that come with it, and we're gonna put those into here. And again, like most things that have multiple pieces, you want to get them all started before you tighten any of them down. Got two more of those little Allens. They're going to go right in here. Again, we're going to get them nice and started but loose. All right, we got the final two bolts that we need to get started. This one goes on this side. The other one goes obviously to the other. And we're just gonna kind of wiggle them around, get them started, and then once we get that started, we can tighten everything down. Right on, guys. I think that looks really, really good. They've got these little plastic things, I guess, for like light tip overs just to protect the bar. So I put them on. I don't know, they seem like they'll break right off. But anyway, I like them. I like them a lot. The other crash bars I worked with, they bolted right here, which is actually into the motor, and there was a problem with the guy who installed it that backed out and stripped through. Anyway, we're gonna actually have to take the motor out of the frame to fix it. So I like these. They do mount to a motor mount, but not to the engine. So I like that way better. Super lightweight. Yeah, I like them a lot, guys. I think this is awesome. I think this Tenere's turned out good. We got hand guards to mount, and then we'll be done.